The observers. The Varine flotilla emerged from hyperspace at the edge of Sol's system, their crystalline ships glinting in the starlight. Admiral Ixura stood on the bridge of the flagship, her iridescent scales shifting as she studied the small blue planet ahead. Earth was unremarkable by galactic standards, a backwater world far from major trade routes. Yet something about it had drawn the attention of the Varine High Command. Status report, Ixura commanded, her 4 eyes narrowing at the sensor readings. Unusual energy signatures detected, Admiral, replied her science officer, Kex. Unlike anything in our database. The patterns suggest advanced technology, but the humans appear primitive. The Varine were among the oldest spacefaring races, having explored thousands of worlds across the galaxy. They prided themselves on their scientific understanding and technological superiority. But Earth defied their expectations. Launch surveillance drones, Ixura ordered. I want detailed scans of their military capabilities and population centers. As the drones descended through Earth's atmosphere, the sensors began registering anomalies. Random energy spikes appeared and disappeared. Quantum fluctuations rippled across the planet's surface. Most concerning were the periodic surges of power from deep within the Earth's crust, power that shouldn't exist on such an undeveloped world. Admiral, Kex called out, his voice tense. The humans, they're detecting our drones despite our stealth systems. Ixura's scales darkened with concern. Impossible. Their technology is centuries behind ours. But the evidence was undeniable. Not only were the humans tracking their surveillance craft, they were actively interfering with the scans. Sophisticated countermeasures blocked the Varine's attempts to analyze Earth's defenses. There's more, Kex continued. We're picking up communications, encrypted transmissions far more advanced than their visible infrastructure would suggest. The Admiral moved to the tactical display, studying the contradictory data. The humans appeared to be a young species, still burning fossil fuels and fighting among themselves. Yet underneath that primitive exterior lay suggestions of capabilities that rivaled or exceeded the Varine's own technology. Perhaps they are being aided by another race, Ixura wondered aloud. But deep space scans showed no sign of alien vessels or installations in the system. Whatever secrets Earth held, they were entirely human in origin. As the flotilla settled into high orbit, more anomalies emerged. The planet's magnetic field exhibited unusual patterns, almost as if it was being deliberately manipulated. Ghostly energy signatures flickered at the edges of their sensors, their one moment and gone the next. Admiral, her tactical officer interrupted. We're detecting movement on the surface, multiple launches from hidden facilities. Ixura watched as dozens of craft rose from Earth's atmosphere, sleek vessels that showed none of the crude engineering visible in their public space program. These ships moved with impossible grace, using drive systems beyond Varine understanding. By the Ancient Ones, Kex whispered, what are we dealing with? The answer came moments later, as a massive energy surge erupted from the planet's surface. The humans had revealed only a fraction of their true capabilities, and the Varine were about to discover why Earth had remained isolated for so long. The warning. The response from Earth was swift and unprecedented. As the Varine flotilla maintained their orbital position, the planet's surface erupted with activity. But it wasn't military installations or missile launches that gave Admiral Ixura pause. It was the transformation happening beneath their feet. Ancient structures, previously invisible to their sensors, began emerging from the ground. Massive pyramids of dark metal rose from deserts, crystalline towers burst from ocean depths, and geometric patterns of light spread across continents. Earth was revealing its true nature. Admiral, Kex's voice trembled slightly. The energy readings, they're exponentially increasing. These structures, they're not just buildings, they're some kind of planetary defense system. Ixura watched as her tactical displays filled with new signatures. The primitive human civilization they'd observed was merely a facade. Hidden beneath it lay a network of advanced technology that spanned the entire globe. Incoming transmission, the communications officer announced. It's being broadcast on all frequencies in perfect Vereen. The message that filled their command center was both simple and terrifying. You have entered restricted space. Earth is not what you believe. Leave now, or witness why we've remained isolated. Before Ixura could respond, the sensors detected massive power surges from the planetary surface. The structures weren't just defensive installations. They were channeling energy on a scale that shouldn't have been possible for a single planet. Multiple objects approaching, Tactical reported. They're coming out of the planet itself. Massive vessels, each larger than the entire Vereen flotilla, rose from Earth's atmosphere. Their design defied conventional physics, their hulls seeming to shift and flow like liquid metal. But most disturbing was their age. These ships bore marks of civilization that predated the Vereen's earliest records. Kex's analysis confirmed their worst fears. Admiral, these vessels, they're millions of years old. The humans haven't just been hiding their technology. They've been guarding something far more ancient. The truth began to dawn on Ixura. The humans weren't a young species struggling to reach the stars. They were guardians, chosen to protect something so powerful that it had been deliberately hidden from the rest of the galaxy. New energy signature detected, Kex announced, his voice barely a whisper. It's coming from their moon. The Earth's moon, which had appeared natural and unremarkable, began to move. Its surface rippled as if it were liquid, revealing glimpses of mechanical structures beneath the rocky exterior. The entire satellite was artificial, a massive observation post that had watched over Earth for eons. Admiral, her tactical officer's voice was urgent. The human vessels, they're taking up defensive positions. They're not just warning us away. They're preparing for combat. Ixura realized they had stumbled upon something far beyond their understanding. The humans weren't just protecting their world. They were protecting a secret that could reshape the galaxy itself. The revelation. In the tense moments that followed, the true nature of humanity began to unveil itself. The Vereen flotilla's sensors were overwhelmed by data as Earth's ancient defenses fully activated. What they discovered shook the foundation of everything they believed about the galaxy's history. Admiral, Kex reported, his scales pale with shock. I'm detecting temporal anomalies throughout the system. The humans, they're not just manipulating space. They're manipulating time itself. The evidence was undeniable. The structures rising from Earth's surface weren't merely defensive installations. They were nodes in a vast network that stretched across dimensions. The humans had access to technology that the Vereen had long considered theoretical. Through their scans, they discovered the truth. Humanity was far older than anyone had suspected. Their apparent primitive state was a carefully constructed deception, designed to hide their true nature from the galaxy at large. We're receiving another transmission, the communications officer announced. Multiple channels, multiple languages simultaneously. The message that came through was delivered by a human voice, but it carried the weight of eons. We were here before the stars you know were born. We watched galaxies form and die. We chose isolation not out of weakness, but because we learned the cost of power. Leave now while you still can. As if to emphasize the warning, the massive vessels surrounding Earth began to pulse with energy. Space itself seemed to bend around them, reality distorting in ways that defied physical laws. Admiral, Kex's voice was barely audible. I'm detecting signatures matching ancient legends, the stories of the first ones who shaped the galaxy. The humans, they're their descendants. The first ones were considered myths by most spacefaring races, godlike beings who supposedly existed at the dawn of time. But the evidence before them suggested the legends were true, and humanity had inherited their legacy. The moon's transformation continued, its surface completely reconfiguring to reveal a vast machine that had been hidden in plain sight for millions of years. It wasn't just an observation post. It was a weapon of unimaginable power, capable of reshaping reality itself. Ixura watched as her tactical displays tried to make sense of the energies being wielded. The humans weren't just defending their world. They were protecting the galaxy from powers that no single species was meant to control. The confrontation. Admiral Ixura faced an impossible decision. Her flotilla hung in space between Earth and its transformed moon, surrounded by vessels of incomprehensible power. The humans had revealed capabilities that went beyond advanced technology. They wielded forces that the Vereen had only theorized about. All ships, maintain position, she ordered, knowing any aggressive move could trigger a response they couldn't survive. Open a channel to their command. The response was immediate. A holographic projection materialized on the bridge, showing the human figure. Despite appearing ordinary, there was an ancient wisdom in their eyes that betrayed their true nature. "I am Director Sarah Chen of Earth's Guardian Council," the figure announced. "Your presence here has forced us to reveal what we've hidden for millions of years. The question now is, what will you do with this knowledge?" Ixura's scales shifted with unease. "We came seeking knowledge, but we found something far beyond our understanding. These powers you possess are not powers," Chen interrupted. "They're responsibilities. Humanity wasn't born to this legacy. We were chosen, tested, and found worthy by those who came before. We are the Watchers, the guardians of forces that could unmake reality itself." The tactical display showed more ancient ships emerging from hyperspace, vessels that had been hidden throughout the solar system, waiting. Earth wasn't just defended. It was the center of a vast network of cosmic safeguards. "Your species prizes knowledge," Chen continued. "But some knowledge comes with a price. The first ones learned this. They saw civilizations destroy themselves with powers they weren't ready to control. That's why they chose us. Not for our strength, but for our understanding of our own limitations." Kex's instruments detected quantum fluctuations increasing around Earth. The very fabric of space-time was responding to the awakened defenses. "Admiral," he warned, "these readings suggest they could eliminate our entire flotilla with a thought." Ixura understood the implications. The humans hadn't revealed their true nature out of fear, but out of concern for the galaxy itself. They were offering one chance to leave with their lives and their sanity intact. The reckoning. The moment of decision had arrived. Admiral Ixura stood before her crew, aware that their next action would determine not just their fate, but potentially the fate of their entire civilization. The humans waited silently, their ancient vessels holding position with impossible precision. "Director Chen," Ixura spoke carefully, "your message is clear. But there's one thing I must know. Why reveal this to us at all? Why not simply destroy us the moment we entered your space?" The holographic figure smiled sadly. "Because that's precisely why we were chosen. The first ones could have selected any species to guard their legacy. Beings of pure energy, silicon-based life forms, or creatures that exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. Instead, they chose humans because we understand the value of choice." As if to emphasize this point, the transformed moon shifted again, revealing glimpses of technology that predated the formation of galaxies. The sight was both beautiful and terrifying, a reminder that humanity's apparent primitive nature was their greatest deception. "We maintain our isolation not out of fear or arrogance," Chen continued, "but because we remember our own history. We remember the wars we fought before we understood the weight of power. We remember the civilizations that destroyed themselves because they weren't ready for the knowledge they discovered." The quantum fluctuations around Earth intensified. Reality itself seemed to bend as the ancient defenses demonstrated a fraction of their capability. Stars flickered, space curved, and time itself appeared to hesitate. "This is your moment of choice, Admiral." Chen's voice carried the weight of eons. "You can leave here with the understanding that some mysteries are better left undiscovered, or you can force us to demonstrate why the first ones chose humanity as their successors." Ixura looked at her crew, seeing the fear and awe in their expressions. They had come seeking knowledge about a seemingly primitive world, only to discover they were children playing with forces beyond their comprehension. "Signal the flotilla," she commanded. "All ships prepare for immediate departure." She turned back to Chen's projection. "We will carry this lesson back to our people. Earth will remain untouched." As the Varine ships engaged their drive systems, Ixura watched Earth recede in their view screens. The massive ancient vessels began to disappear, the defensive structures sinking back beneath the planet's surface. Soon, Earth would again appear to be nothing more than a backwater world of limited technology and regional conflicts. But the Varine would remember. They would remember why some worlds were meant to remain mysterious, why some powers were better left ungrasped. And they would remember that somewhere in the galaxy, watching over forces that could reshape reality itself, humanity stood guard, not because they were the strongest, but because they understood the true burden of power.